It's like having infinite bridges.
Yeah, you can go like any direction. Yeah.
One bridge that goes over the water. Yeah.
That would be a weird superpower, wouldn't it? Hey, what can you do? I can make a bridge. Yeah, I can just make a bridge. Poof. And it'd be like, that's kind of dumb. But I'm like, I can make a bridge to the moon. Which I mean, Jeff Bezos didn't he do that? Like he
don't bring him up.
I think it's so crazy that it was like,
I can't believe him.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna fly. I don't even think he went to like deep space. I think technically he was still
went to like barely space, so he could say he went to space.
Yeah, right. But he went farther than Richard Branson, who's like his personal competitor.
Oh my gosh,
two billionaires.
Yeah.
And then he like thanked all of his like Amazon workers and Amazon customers. He's like, you paid for this, and it's like.
Right, like,
you know, his workers in those warehouses are like, I hate you.
I guarantee there was like a standing like they shut down the warehouse or like the offices and everything, and people are just cheering the TV as it like, oh man, Jeff Bezos is gonna come for us. All right, we're gonna play out by listening to Jeff Bezos by
Bo Burnham.
Yeah, we're gonna do
Jeffrey Bezos.
Dude. I love the song, right? Like it's so catchy. But I wonder what Jeff Bezos goes like. Is he sitting?
I bet he plays it on a loop because he's a lunatic. Like he's just a crazy rich person
while he's flying.
While he's pumping iron.
Yeah.
he's in the seat, like getting ready to take off, and he's like doing bicep curls, and they're like, Jeff, what are you doing? And he's like, listen, man, I got to get a pump before we go to the moon. Okay, Jeff, you're not going to the moon. Okay.
And the background's just Jeffrey Bezos.
You know, that's what this podcast does, man.
Have you guys had Bo on the podcast yet? He'd be a great one to talk to. I
would love to talk to Bo. I feel like
creative process.
He's despair. He would be fascinating. I'd do like a 4-hour thing. I'd be like, hey, I need a day. And I'm just gonna pick your brain. But I feel like he's pretty reclusive, so that might be hard.
Yeah.
And that's what's surprising to me is maybe I guess he did touch on that slightly, right? Because he did, of course, now I can't think of what it's called. He did the one before Inside, not Make Happy. Was it Make Happy?
I think Make Happy was his last stand-up special before he went into retirement. Or
it was like 5 years, that he didn't.
Yeah, so it was Make Happy, right? So he just disappeared, and I remember being like, he'll be back, right? And little did I know it was going to be that. But he talked about how he did it, and then he just kind of was like, I need a moment. And that moment turned into, I guess, like a 5-year thing. So I'm wondering if this time it's going to be 10 years. It got pretty dark on that last one.
I think it got real. Like I honestly, like some people were like, oh, that made me really sad. And then you see those TikToks where people are like, I'm going to watch Bo Burnham. And then it's them sitting on their couch, like zoned out. But I think it's just real. He got real. Like everyone went through something like that in COVID.
Sure.
Yeah, that was interesting to me because like all my friends watched it and my wife watched it, and it was interesting to see the different reactions because like obviously like I identified with a lot of the anxiety and despair. Like, I mean, I've never been suicidal, so I didn't identify with it going that dark. But yeah, for sure the bouts of depression and isolation and stuff like that. But for me, like I feel like my overall takeaway was I was inspired by like the idea of, you lock yourself in a room and you kind of like channel your anxiety and do something creative with it. Versus my wife was like, yeah, I was depressed before. And then like, now that I watched it, I'm even more depressed. Like she was like, if you're depressed, maybe don't watch it right now. So people have different reactions to it.
I mean, people said to me, they were like, well, I don't understand why you do that to yourself. Like lock yourself in a room and then not allow yourself to leave. And I was like, well, there were a lot of people that's kind of like based on wherever they lived. That's kind of what happened, Yeah,
and absolutely.
And, I think where I really commend him is he had a vision and he was like, hey, I'm not stopping until I get there. And he had the ability to do it, right? Maybe he had enough money. He had the resources, right?
But
then like, I think there were literally people who were like, he never left that room. I was like, how did he get food and stuff?
Yeah.
I mean, he at least went outside and got a little bit of like sunshine. You know what I mean? Like He didn't.
I'm pretty sure he has a romantic partner he lives with. I think that was their like guest house. And that's
he has
like
a
where
mansion
he did all
on the
his
other
work.
side.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's certainly things you could criticize about the special, like him being disingenuous and pretending to be all alone when obviously he's a wealthy enough person. He had the option to just, get takeout every night and not make a special.
Yeah, I think he was just trying to capture concentrated feelings, and maybe not all of it was like in the moment real, but it's something he felt obviously from where he like pulled it from.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was exciting to see him go, okay, hey, this is my concept, this is how we're gonna do it. White woman Instagram.
Oh my gosh.
When that came on, and he literally just took that aesthetic and like turned it into a video, and I was like, I'm gonna start doing my Instagram like this. I'm sold. Like,
have you seen the videos of girls on TikTok and they do like side by side comparisons, and it's like
showing how accurate it is.
It's spot on.
If it's not I'm stronger than you, it's I'm wiser than you, I'm more loving than you, I'm more tolerant than you, I'm more sophisticated than you. It doesn't matter what it is, but this constant competition is going on. This is the secret. This is the secret. You can't make a mistake.